I want to hop into Michigan State University head coach Mel Tucker, and obviously want to send out congrats to the brother who's about to become the highest paid Black coach in, for the most part, all of sports, but definitely in college football. He got a 10-year, $95 million deal to coach Michigan State University. And if you're not familiar with Mel Tucker, he's been coaching for, or has been in coaching positions for almost 25 years. And so one of the things we talk about is paying the players, right? Like, we're happy for him to have that fee. He's definitely earned it, but you can't coach without players. And if you're familiar with the new NIL agreement that the NCAA has now allowed, that money isn't coming from the NCAA. That money is coming from independent businesses who are choosing to endorse players for their name, image, and likeness and earn money off of that. But this money is coming from the NCAA. So we know they got the money. I want to get your thoughts, Willie, on this new deal and how much they're paying these coaches, but they're still choosing not to pay the players anything.
First off, as a proud Ohio State Buckeye fans, I would love to thank the city of Michigan, the state of Michigan, for continuing to keep Mel Tucker, because immediately after that contract, I think we were up, what was it, 49-0 at halftime?
Yeah, at halftime, I think it was something like, it was like 42 or something. Yeah.
Yeah. So as an Ohio State Buckeye fan, I thank you for that. Things didn't work our way with the other Michigan coach, but hey, 1 year, 1 out of 10, we'll take it. But all seriousness, man, happy for that brother. That is life changing money for him. It's a big culture thing. Happy for him, his wife, his kids, his family. And I think a lot of minority and African-American head coaches will follow suit to that, because there's a lot of good young coaches out here. I even know a few in the NFL assistants that go back to, because they won't get hired in the NFL, you get hired in college. So shout out to that. But as far as that, man, I think I brought it up to you the other day. Like, man, you look at these contracts as went down. Lincoln, I'm not sure what Lincoln Riley's contract is, but I know Brian Kelly got a huge contract, and he's got like type of agreements and things, his contracts, that I've never ever seen before. Like, if he wins a national championship and they fire him, he has to get paid the rest of it, or the remainder. Something outrageous.
Yeah, in his contract, he gets bonuses for winning, which is funny you say that, because I was going to bring up Mel Tucker's contract, because their contracts, on as far as on the surface level, is the same amount of money. But as far as guaranteed contracts, they're structured differently.
Yeah, and I think he may have looked at, Mel Tucker probably could have put his off too. I just think now coaches are going to start doing that. Brian Kelly just started something, and I hope the NCAA is ready for it, because a lot of coaches.
His contract literally reminds me of Roger Goodell's contract with the NFL.
Yeah, that just opened up a whole another can of worms, because imagine going somewhere that never won and they get a coach and say, hey, if I do this, you got to give me that. But anyway, let me get back off. I got off topic, man. I looked at that contract. I was like, wow, man. And I know we got the NIL, name, image, and likeness, and all of that. But there's a football game on now. You telling me you can't give these kids an actual game check? Like, MLB has minor leagues. NBA has the G League.
Glad you brought this up. Glad you brought it up. Keep going.
I'm not sure what hockey has. I really don't watch hockey. But when you're talking about major sports, to me, the three major sports I think of, it's just me, it's MLB, NFL, and NBA. NBA, Development League, the G League. MLB, it's players that play in the minor leagues for like 5 years before they even step into the major leagues, getting paid there. NFL is just NFL. Why? Like, think about it, man. Listen, man. It's a lot of people that prefer to watch college before they even watch the NFL. Tons, millions of fans that me like that. Let's take the first week. Let's take the first weekend of college football and take the first week of it's bowl week, right? Let's take the first weekend of college football. Let's take today and bowl season, right? The month of December, right? You know how much, or is it January? It might be December, then going to January. You know how much money college football is making from sponsors, from commercials, from the schools bringing their fans in, and you telling me if not give them a game check, at least reward them at the end of the year. I don't want to, because guess what? Unfortunately, every kid may not be able to make NIL money because guess what? If you're the starting quarterback versus the starting offensive lineman, guess what? People know who the starting quarterback is. You're going to know whether he wears a helmet or not. I guarantee you go down, you take a regular average fan from Alabama, they know who their starting quarterback is. I bet you they don't know who the tackle is.
Bro, let's hop into that because you just said two very key things. Number one, NBA has a G League, baseball has minor league. Can we just go ahead and call college football?
That's basically what it is.
That's basically what it is. And they really need to. And so
it makes it seem like the NFL and in the college, like they don't even work together.
Oh, they work together underneath the surface. Of course they do, because you got to think, for football players, they're scouting you at high school level. So you can commit to a 3-star, if you're a 3-star, 4-star recruit, they want to get you at a D1 school, definitely a major. And it's always in the news. So-and-so committed to Ohio State. This person committed to Alabama, blah, blah, blah. Those are the players that's going to get the NIL money. Now, the rest of the players, what do they get? What do they get? We might as well go ahead and they need to make it official, because let's be honest, you're not going to school if you are a top athlete. You're not going to college to get good grades. You're going to college to play your sport so you can go to the pros, so you can get those checks.
And I sat back and thought about it. They make it seem like, well, Ohio State players versus the Ohio University players going to be in a different pay scale. Well, it's like that in major sports. Aren't the Yankees and the Cleveland Indians on 2 different pay scales, but they still find a way to pay their players? So don't give me the marketing and this, that, and the third, because we all know the type of money that the Los Angeles Lakers have and the players they can get versus the Cavaliers. We understand that it's different. So don't give me that. You'll find a way to make it work.
Yeah, and
billionaires will find a way to make it work. So stop giving us that excuse of, well, we won't be able to play the D2, D4, whatever. No, bro, you can find a way. You just don't want to make it a way.
Well, see, here's the thing. That money is TV money that they're paying them in the pros. So they're not paying them
ACC network, Big 12 network,
exactly.
Big Sky. So yeah, you got TV money too.
Yeah, they got TV money, and if you're not showing games, you don't get paid as much. Just like, and just take the NBA. The owners aren't paying them from the ticket sales and the merch sales. That's TV money. That's why they get those giant deals. And when you talk about the 3 top sports, the NFL makes the most. The NFL makes the most money. The NFL actually makes more money than the NBA and MLB combined. That's how much money that they're bringing in. When you talk about college sports, college football makes the most. They make more than college basketball, college baseball. They make the absolute most.
I'm glad you brought up college basketball. I got a point when you get done.
Yeah, bro. It's like you might as well call college football NFL minor league. And if I'm not a stud, if I'm not a star, chances are I'm not getting any NIL money. And the whole point of this conversation was, if you're paying coaches $5, $8, $10 million a year, it's pretty obvious that you have the money. I can take 10% of his salary and pay the whole team very, very well. Right? There's only $950,000 of Mel Tucker salary. Or you can just start allocating money to go to the players. We're not talking about paying them pro money, but if you're making hundreds of millions of dollars a year, I think Ohio State alone makes over $100 million a year. Just Ohio State. I'm not talking about all of the Big 10. I'm not talking about the Big 12. I'm not talking about the
Believe
ACC. I'm not talking about the SEC. I'm talking about just Ohio State. Are you telling me you can't give the players something for playing 12 games in a season?
Yeah.
So anyway, bro, go ahead and wrap us up.
This free game I'm giving to the NBA right here, just free. All right, I'm gonna give y'all this one for free. They didn't want kids. They wanted the kids to stop going straight to the NBA from high school. So they made up this rule. You got to at least go to college, right? So then that started what? One and done. I'm gonna go there. And you know, they have a problem with one and done too. So this is what you do. And I guarantee you, because college basketball back in the day used to be, you will always have certain players that stay. I think Grant Hill stayed 2 years in my state. Certain players, right? You want to know how to convince a kid. Think about this, and definitely NBA. It's 2 rounds in the NBA. So if you don't go those 2 rounds, then you get to summer league, this and the third. Could you imagine how many more kids will stay in college if you actually paid them? That would stop the one and done. But of course, the superstars or the kids that have the potential to go lottery are going to go. But those other kids that be like, man, you know what? Because think about it, a lot of kids go just because I'm going second round, but man, I got to eat. I got to take care of my family. I got to go. I need money. I have a baby, this and the third. But if you tell them, hey, I'm still getting this little money from the NCAA, I'm gonna stay, develop my game, then I can go first round next year. You at least give them the option to stay. To me, wouldn't that help the NBA? Could you imagine just throwing it out there, just a name? He was gonna go anyway, but you could imagine how much more money the NCAA would have made if Zion would have stayed 2 years versus to 1. That's just a little free game I was giving y'all, man. That's all.
I love it, bro. Well, hey, on that note, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up, but we definitely want to hear y'all thoughts on this. Like, should the NCAA go ahead and just make college football minor league football? I think they should. Willie thinks they should, and we think that they should be paying the players. I mean, that's just it. At the end of the day, they are the ones on the field, and it's clear that you have the money because you're paying coaches all of this money. And then we also want to know your thoughts on allowing others to influence your perspective when it comes to dating and relationships. Because in case you haven't noticed, man, it is a trend and it goes back and forth and back and forth. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Until next time, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to us on Apple, Google, Spotify, and iHeart. Follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. And Willie, you got anything?
No, sir, man. Listen, let me just say this, man. We just hit 25K views on YouTube. Want you guys continue to watch our videos, share our videos, and support us. So that's all I want to say. Shout out to everybody that helped us reach that 25K.
Yeah, man. Yeah. All right. Well, hey, until next time, I am Price. That's
the Willie Ashford,
the Black Culture Podcast. Peace.